to the legends of the creative and entertainment industries. We talk to those on the rise. Lance Dean Anthony Nielsen asks about the highs, the lows, and everything in between. This is Outcast Creative, and this is Industry Interviews.
Hello, and we're here at the slightly unusual time of 6:50 on a Thursday. I'm starting to lose all sense of reality. I am here with actor Tom Patrick Coley. We're doing an industry interview. Yeah, check your hair. Check your hair. My hair is also here. I've got this really weird tuft. It's like an island of hair that's like trying to hold out, like stopping me from going completely bald. It's just sort of, it creates this kind of weird island at the front. I don't know.
I think it's good. It's a good look on you.
Is it a good look? I'm not sure. I don't know about that. Anyway, but you know me, I always like to wear hats. So anyway, we're not here to discuss hair, funnily enough. Although maybe I'll get Tom back in the studio to have one of those discussions with me at some point. We are here tonight to talk about the world of acting in London, Tom's experiences of that world and what it's like to be a young, struggling actor. And of course, we'll talk about Seven Magnificent Egos a little bit. So in case you've been living on the moon and you are not yet aware, our play is on very soon. In fact, our opening night, I think, is 14 days from today.
Less than that.
13. Opening night is 13 days away. That's right. We are on at the Old Rose and Crown for 6 shows only, starting Wednesday week on the 15th of October, 7:30 p.m. Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Friday the 17th, 7:30 p.m. is nearly sold out already. Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock. Great one to bring the kids, and this is a kid-friendly show. And then we have Saturday 7:30 and Sunday 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is our final show. Tickets for that show are also selling very fast, probably because we're having a YouTubers meetup as well. Quite a few YouTubers are coming on to that one, and they're the Sunday afternoon. Nice. And they're going to come and see the play and then sort of meet up afterwards, have a bit of a drinky poo in the pub after. There's also a Sunday roast at that pub. Oh. So, Tom, I have a standard set of questions, which I sometimes prepare my guests, but in your case, tough shit. I haven't told you any of them. Okay, so, but what was the first movie that you remember seeing at the cinema as a kid on the big screen?
The first movie at the cinema, I think it was Godzilla.
Oh, that would be the Roland Emmerich one.
Yeah, with Jamiroquai.
Yeah, where they had all the baby Godzillas breaking out of the eggs and stuff.
Yeah. That one, yeah. I do remember, there's an early memory when I was like 7 or 8. Yeah. We went to the cinema and the guy was dressed up as like a big film strip. Like a strip of film. Yeah. And I remember like all me and my friends like attacked this poor man or lady in the film, in the costume.
If you were that man, contact us, and we'll try and have Tom arrested for you. So Godzilla was the one that Emmerich did after Independence Day, which, by the way, for me was a fantastic film to see on the big screen. Did you not see Independence Day as a kid, or would you have been too young?
I definitely saw Independence Day, but I was too young to
see it.
I think we definitely rented it from Blockbuster.
Oh, Blockbuster back in the day. Okay, what was the last movie that you paid to go and see at the cinema?
What did we go and see? Austin Butler, Caught Stealing.
Yeah, I've heard that's not bad.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, do you know what? It was fun. I mean, it's a bit of entertainment. It's a bit of a throwback, I think, to be honest with you. And it's a bit of fun. It's a bit kind of silly in places. It's got good humor. I love Darren Aronofsky. I love Black Swan.
Gravity.
Yeah. He did do Gravity?
He did. Didn't he do Gravity? Pretty sure he did Gravity.
But he definitely did. Yeah. The Wrestler, which I love as well. I think it's very.
I like The Wrestler. I found Black Swan was like one of these films where the performances were very good, the film was strong, but it just felt so far up its anus.
Yeah, I know. I know what you mean.
Oh no, Alfonso Cuarón was the director of Gravity. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, getting my directors mixed up. Proctofile, good morning. Hope you're doing well today. Yeah, thanks, buddy. That's one of my moderators from the good old US of A. Okay, so the last film that you saw was the one with Austin Butler.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good movie.
What is a go-to movie of yours? I mean, you can call it a guilty pleasure if you want, but a go-to movie of yours that you can literally like put on at any time, you know, and just you want to chill. Oh, I'm gonna watch.
A guilty pleasure, you would say?
Well, it doesn't have to be it's a movie that you can watch at any time, that you can whack on a Sunday afternoon. Oh, I need to chill and watch a movie. I tell you what, I fancy watching that. I mean, like, I watch Goodfellas at least once a year. I watch Shawshank Redemption at least once a year. So I've got several go-to movies I know I'll watch at least once a year. I just did the Lord of the Rings trilogy with my partner, who was here for the summer only. So we try to fit in as many films as we could, and I normally watch that at Christmas. But
I think for me, like a nice comfort movie, something I would put on
comfort movie,
is,
good.
Lost in Translation.
Lost in That's quite a slow sort of.
It's a slow, but it kind of makes me calm and
puts you in a zen place,
a nostalgic and kind of melancholic mood and stuff. And I quite like that. It's a nice kind of slow burner for a Sunday. Or Apocalypse Now. Like the director's cut, like the 5, you know, how many hours. Like, so it depends what kind of mood I'm.
More on films that make Tom depressed next week. Yeah, I wouldn't whack on Apocalypse Now for a chill out on a Sunday afternoon.
I could just have it on the background.
I mean, I saw it on the big screen actually. I went to a Vietnam all-nighter. In fact, this is mentioned in my rave book, at the Scala Cinema. That's now a nightclub in King's Cross. They used to do all-nighters on a Saturday of like older movies, and they did an all-nighter of and I really wanted to see Apocalypse Now on the big screen, so I went to that. I actually think Apocalypse Now was the first film they showed, because the last film they showed was Full Metal Jacket, and in between that we also had Platoon, Hamburger Hill, and I think it might have been Bat 21, which is a really good underrated film that not a lot of people have seen. Okay, we're still on the quick fire questions here. Actor or actress that you would love to do a scene with in your lifetime?
I like to do like a comedy scene with Danny DeVito.
Oh, that'd be fun. Who played Napoleon, as we know. In Get Shorty.
I just think he's the best comic actor of all time.
I like Danny.
I just think he's brilliant. He can just walk in any film. He's hilarious. That's silly, like a fun thing. Serious, I think I would go for.
Do you see yourself as the next Danny DeVito? You might be. You might be a bit tall.
Yeah. Exactly, a bit tall. First time in my life, I think I'll be a bit tall for something.
Yeah, indeed.
But I like that comic. I like the series Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If you know it.
Yeah,
big fan of that TV show. It's really funny, really great comedy.
Well, talking of TV shows, that's a good segue into my next and final question on the quick question round. So far, you've scored 4 points. So, name a TV show since The Sopranos, but not The Sopranos, that you saw that you went, oh, this is good. Gonna have to watch all the seasons. You might have binged it. You might have watched it when it came out. But it was, for you, it was a like defining drama television series.
Well, for me, it's got to be Succession. I mean, I'm not sure how many people say that.
No, we've a lot of people say Breaking Bad, but we've had I've probably had 4 guests of mine at least.
I think the acting is
so good,
exquisite, and everybody. And I really love Kieran Culkin.
He's great in it, isn't he?
Yeah,
so good. Really good.
Yeah, he's great in it. I feel like he's my American twin. I like to think that him and me could like be best mates.
Well, let's
if he's watching this, give us a shout.
Kieran Culkin. I wonder if we put him up on screen next to you. I can see that actually. You could play brothers.
If they make another season and they need like an American half brother, then I'll be game.
You could do a spin-off show with this guy.
Yeah,
with his character. He was called Roman, wasn't he?
Roman Roy. Yeah,
Roman Roy.
And Brian Cox is brilliant. And what's his guy? Tom.
The British guy.
Yeah, which he's in Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, and he used to be in Soldier.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
So he has a scene with the wife, because they're constantly the lady with the strawberry blonde hair. I forget her name. Sarah.
That's her acting name.
Character name. Anyway, so they have a scene together. It's in the final episode, and it's that scene where you know that their relationship is over. It has no chance whatsoever of going back. And she always kind of belittled him. She always accused him of being weak, and he actually got one over on her, didn't he, ultimately? And that scene where they tear each other apart, they really
yeah.
Oh my
Brilliant.
God, the acting is like, it's not here, it's like it's up there. It's so visceral, and so real. Matthew McFadden plays Tom. Sarah Snook plays Shiv. Yeah, that scene, fuck me. I mean, that's acting on a level that you rarely see, and especially in a straight drama. And I just was watching it going, my God, these two, it's so painful. And I'd not long gone through broken up from my last partner, and you know, to watch a scene with that kind of emotional damage was actually quite difficult for me. I found it stirred up all kinds of shit for me.
Yeah, it really did.
But yeah, Succession, what a great show. So let's talk about you. So where did you grow up?
I'm originally from South Staffordshire, so I basically just outside the Black Country.
Right.
So 20 minutes away from Wolverhampton.
Right.
That part of the world.
Walsall, kind of round there.
Walsall, that's like a bit not. Yeah, it's more on the other side. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so I was there and born and raised, bit in a kind of countryside area.
Right.
There. So yeah.
And then, so what was the segue into the acting? Was there like an influential individual? Did you go to some sort of class or?
Well, first I didn't do any acting at school or anything. I mean, I went to like an all boys boarding school, and it was very much like, you're going to go to that school, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to be a politician. It's that kind of vibe.
Was there still corporal punishment in place at that institution?
No, but I think they still did it, even though it was
right.
As in, like, we'd have different punishments, like, you know, you've got to not corporal punishments, but as in, like, I don't know, you've got to get changed into your PE. We used to have this thing called calling. You'd have to get down like 6 a.m. You have to then get changed into your PE kit, run upstairs, get changed into your rugby kit, get changed into your school for uniform, or this kind of punishments and stuff. So
sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. And so I was always like the arty one at school, and I always wanted, and then originally I wanted to do fine art, actually.
Right.
To just do some like mad kind of installation video stuff. I didn't know what the plan was, and then I thought, I study film. So I studied film. I did a foundation at LCC, which some people might know as the London College of Printmaking.
Yeah.
I did a foundation there, did film pathway, and then I did a BA in film and TV. And this was me very much kind of knowing I liked movies, but not having a clue. I didn't know that you could have a career in film probably until I was about 18. I didn't really put 2 and 2 together. And then from there I started work, because I wasn't really interested in making my own. I kind of went there to uni, and I was kind of more interested in going out and partying and getting up to, you know, all sorts, and rather than thinking about my creative journey. And then so I kind of ended up doing more kind of logistic stuff. So I kind of went into assistant directing, and then from there started working as an assistant director in the industry.
How did you end up? Because we met at the East 15 Drama School Showcase, which Sharon Sorrentino, my regular casting director, the one who always forgets to mention me in interviews, that one, she took me there. We used to go to, when she was based in London, we would go to a lot of actor showcases together. We'd go to a lot of end of term showcases, and if I remember rightly, that showcase was in Piccadilly, in this place downstairs in the basement. Was that your one?
That was the one. I'm trying to get the name top of my
But
head.
was that the venue that
was the venue
that
met you?
Yeah. And and I remember thinking when I watched it that showcase was extremely poorly managed.
Yeah.
I was not impressed. There was no proper introduction.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've got a lot to say on that, but I probably shouldn't.
No, I think you should. I think because you did pay to go on that course, right?
I did pay to go on that course,
right?
But I think
How much? I mean, how much does it cost to go on a course at East 15? It's 2 years, right?
This was a 1 year course.
1 year, okay.
So I think a normal masters anywhere in the UK, whether you do drama or I don't know biology, I think it's like 10 grand, isn't it?
So you pay 10 grand to go on the course,
but so that's the loan for the thing. So that's on a piece of paper I get sent once a year, which I haven't paid back yet.
Right. So it's that course cost you 10 grand, and arguably the most important day of that course, you could argue, is the showcase.
Yeah.
Because it's the one chance where you get a little shot. You're coming into the industry. It's your introduction into the industry. It's your horse bush holes moment, as it were, and for the benefit of those people watching who are not familiar with this, all acting schools, when you effectively have your graduation, you have a showcase. The showcase is part of your graduation week normally, and you'll work on several short skits, and it's supposed to be balanced so that everybody on the course gets equal time. So if there's 25 students, every student is probably going to get to do a 5-minute skit with another student. Usually it's mostly 2-handers, sometimes there's a 3-hander, and the idea is that industry people get invited, and you had a pretty good turnout of industry people.
We did, actually.
You had a very good turnout.
We had a very good turnout
because it was in Piccadilly Circus, central location, really good location, nice location. They laid on the drinks. It was a great location. It was just terribly presented. There was some good, don't get me wrong, there was some good work there. Some of that, but it was just suddenly it just started. So we weren't even sort of, it wasn't properly introduced. I'm remembering this from quite a way back.
Yeah, it's about 5 years ago.
Yeah, was it just before the pandemic?
Just before the pandemic.
2019, wasn't it? End of 2019.
Yeah.
And and I remember it wasn't properly introduced, and then it wasn't properly ended, and nobody kind of said where people's headshots were and CVs. And normally you have all the headshots laid out. Normally someone will come up and introduce the end of year showcase, usually the head of year or the head of the drama school or something, and then normally a person will come up and say something again at the end and make it sort of feel warm and welcoming. It was really it was quite badly done.
Bizarre. Yeah, well, I think
Tom's got a lot to say about it.
Where's my publicist?
The floor is yours.
I would say firstly that the course, I got a lot of positives out of it, and I met some great people, and there's a lot. I think I grew as a person as well. But I think the issue for me for that showcase was more that it just felt like a conveyor belt.
Yeah,
I think that the big problem at the moment with drama schools is that the main universities which are attached to don't want to spend the money to keep them open as they used to.
Right.
So what they're doing is they're enrolling a lot more people, so the intake's a lot higher. Therefore, you don't get as much contact time as you used to. But
with the tutors, like that.
And I believe that year I didn't get what you would expect, I would say, in traditional drama school, because at the end of the day, it's not formulated in a way that you can get as much contact time. But I think if you look now with Drama Centre closing, and if you look out, there's been a few others closed, hasn't there, Lance? There's been
is that where do you mean the Actors Centre in town?
The Actors Centre's closed. The Drama Centre, St Martin's one, that's closed.
That's closed as well.
Yeah, that's closed.
When did that close?
About 2 or 3 years ago.
Right. I think I must have missed the closure of that, because I remember the Drama Centre closing.
Yeah,
but don't remember the.
There's another one. There's like the Royal. Is it the Bristol Vic's closed now?
The Bristol Vic's
closed.
Yeah,
and there's another one which is closed as well. They all went to Rose Bruford. All the students did from there. They were all transferred over halfway through the year or something crazy.
Right, that's
in the end
bonkers.
of the year. And I think it's because those schools didn't get ahead of the game like East 15 did. East 15 were like, well, we're going to end up getting bankrupt or closed down. So what we're going to do is we're going to make lots of different courses, especially for international students, get a lot of revenue from the home course by pushing the intake up. But that, unfortunately, means that you get less contact time, and then therefore you get less time specialized one-to-one thing. But that's happening, I think, across the board.
So it becomes less about becomes less about good quality education and more about really running a business. And I understand that education has always been, to some degree, to a large degree, has always been a business. But you know, you want to feel 10 grand is a lot of money for anyone to spend on a course for a year. You want to feel like you're getting your money's worth. You know what I mean?
Someone said to me the other day with student loans, see it as a tax, and you only get tax if you earn over a certain amount of money. So that's what I'm seeing in my head. That's my advice to anyone who's in a lot of debt with student loans. See it as a tax you might have to pay.
We've got a few of our regulars popping in the chat, and I appreciate you coming in. We don't normally stream at this time on a Thursday, so it's great. We've actually got 9 people watching.
Oh, we've got some chats there. Yeah.
So they're mainly chatting to each other, but I'm sure they are listening.
Okay.
But Rachel Percy-Art, who's one of my regular guests on the Nielsen rating, is a fantastic artist. Do check her out, people, if you need an artist. And she does art by hand, not by AI. In fact, if you grab my book, have I written a book? Did I mention that? I've got a new book out. Yeah, if you grab that, give me the hardback. So if we look in the front of here, my Back to Raving book, this is the hardback version. And there's Adele Andrea, by the way, who did the forward, did a lovely post about the book today. Yeah, that is a portrait of Adele Andrea that I did for Adele as a thank you for doing the forward, which Rachel, that's a hand pencil drawing that Rachel did. So look at that talent now.
Amazing.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's out now, currently available at Amazon, amazon.com if you're in America, amazon.co.uk. Back to Raving at 50. Tom is not quite qualified to do that standard.
But you're only 39, aren't you?
I know.
How is that possible? How's that?
Playing age of 39, yeah. So I have a book out. Yes, I have 14 books out, actually. I think it's 14, roughly. So steering this back to you. So you did what was the segue into going to East 15? And why did you choose East 15? And answer that question while I dash to the bathroom. And you should have gone before we started.
I think we've got the piss bottle.
No, I'm not using it. I'm not using that today.
Thought we were sharing it. So, okay.
15, why did you choose that?
Well, I'll tell you the story how I got into acting, because that's quite fun. So, because I was working, I've been working as an assistant director after I went to film school for about 12. I've been working the last 12 years as well as an assistant director. And about 5 years in or so, in about 10 years of 2015, I thought, there's something else kind of, because I've always been like at school was very creative and stuff like that. And I love the assistant directing, but there was something else kind of missing from me. And then I thought, why don't I think about, why don't I go into casting? I could cast people to be in a film. So then I did an acting class at the Actors Centre, which was then was at Seven Dials Playhouse, and now it's closed.
Another one that's closed.
Yeah, it's like everyone's closing. It's just going to be Wetherspoons and McDonald's left, isn't it?
I know,
but so after that, I did the class. I did a class with a guy called still acting coach Laurence Mitchell. Big shout out to him. And I did the class thinking that maybe I want to work in casting, and I did it. I thought, screw working in casting. I want to be a performer. So I did that. I did a course in America. I went over to LA for like a couple of months to the Art of Acting studio, set at Adler.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, for 2 months. I went over.
Did we talk about that before?
No, I don't think we have.
So
no.
what year was that?
That's 2015, so about 10 years ago. Yeah.
You were only about 7 years old then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so I did that, and then I went traveling. And
how was that course?
That was really good. It was just like an overview because I hadn't really done any acting in my life. Like at school, I hadn't done any acting. Though I did direct a shortened version of The Importance of Being Earnest.
But I mean, it
came fourth in the inter-house play competition.
But the two. Okay, but just let. I feel you're skipping over some of the most interesting bits. So let's pause there. Go back.
Right.
You did a course with Stella Adler. I mean, she's no longer with us.
Yeah.
But the Stella Adler studio is still going, presumably run by some people she taught, I'm guessing.
Yeah, basically.
And is that LA Pasadena Playhouse? Is that to do with that, or was it New York? I think she was based in New York originally.
The main studio is in New York, and then they had like an offshoot from that main studio, which we were part. There's two Stella Adlers in LA.
Right.
One's on the Hollywood Boulevard. That's called Stella Actors Studio. That's not an official one.
Oh.
But this is called the Art of Acting, Stella Adler, which is part of the New York main.
Right.
Where Marlon Brando went.
Right. So great question, by the way, James. I will read that out to Tom in a bit. Oh, Adrian Sherlock's here, writer and also member of Outcast Australia. So you went for 2 months to the LA one.
Yeah.
So presumably the course cost money.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I had a bit because I've been working in film.
Because you had a bit.
I've been like working constantly, so I had some money saved.
So you had to fly out there. Where did you stay? Did the course help to find accommodation at least?
No, I stayed in this. I don't know how I found it now.
Was it the hostel? Did you stay in that hostel?
No. I stayed in like this like big apartment block place,
right?
And it's just I had enough money because I was earning quite well.
Oh, they call them a condo, like a condo.
Yeah, and it was like it's a studio, one thing, and it was all kind of fluffy carpet. The whole thing was.
Damn.
And then I made friends with the neighbors, and they had a cockroach problem and all that, and it was interesting situation.
It's 4 a.m. in Australia right now, but Adrian is so captivated by our content, and he heard that the famous Tom Patrick Coley was going to be on, so he had to wake up.
Thank you.
He set his alarm especially. Got some questions coming in for you. That's great, and yeah, keep those questions coming. I'll put them to Tom in a little bit. So, okay, so I mean that's the flight. That accommodation for a couple, because LA is not cheap. Even in 2015, it was pretty pricey.
Yeah.
Last time I was there was probably a few years before that, and I lived in LA for about 3 months. I think it was 2004 sometime. It was early 2000 sometime. So, what did you make of LA while you were there?
Well, I think I had been there before when I was like 21. I did like a coach trip around America when I was like 21.
Yeah, but you hadn't lived there though.
I hadn't lived there, and I thought LA was kind of like barren, and I was like, why would anyone want to go there? But I think it's like one of those places where you spend more time and you've got a network of people. It can become, it becomes more interesting, but there's definitely a darkness there.
Oh God, yeah.
There's like it feels like, I think there's like volcanic stuff underneath it, isn't there? Do you feel the darkness underneath?
Did any trans people try to mug you between Sunset and Vine?
Not that I can recall.
But Tom did take a pretty nasty blow to the head, so he's not sure. Yeah, man.
The car culture as well. I remember because I had no money, and then I can't afford to rent a car or get an Uber, so I walked. For about half an hour to the studio, and then people would look at me in the street like I was like crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I mean they do have sidewalks, but
no one used them except for
two people use them: hookers and crazy bag ladies.
Yeah,
and meter maids.
My two casting types.
Yeah. Your two strongest archetypes.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. So okay, so you did these various courses.
Yeah.
Then you came back. You did the East 15. Or have we skipped over?
Yeah, skipped through. I mean, again, like my acting journey has probably been elongated by just a couple of life events and growing up, and then I kind of like went through a stage of had not great mental health, and I stopped doing the acting, and then I had to kind of get my shit together and all that, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to do, and and then I got to the point where I was like, at the same time, I was still working in film. I had a mental breakdown at one point. Had to recover, as you do. Had to recover from that.
When was that?
That was after I went to Southeast Asia.
Which year?
In 2000, after
COVID.
No, this was like after the American course.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, I hadn't been like, I wanted to go traveling. So I went there and I went straight to Southeast Asia.
Right.
And then backpacking, again on a shoestring budget. And then just one thing led to another. And I just went a bit crazy on a beach in Vietnam. And
that's very Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, it was.
As you mentioned earlier.
I had psychosis and I thought people were following me on the beach in Vietnam. Actually, the short film I've written, there's scenes from
Had you taken funny cakes from a street vendor?
No, I wished, and I thought someone poisoned me.
Well, that's not impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, we hear about that shit now. Did you see that drama, the Black Serpent guy?
No. Oh, yeah.
My God, that's a true story. How frightening was that?
And I kind of lost. I went a bit mad, and then I've still carried on the trip and stuff, and I came back. And then eventually they were like, yeah, you had psychosis and you had this. And then I had a thing called derealization for about a year.
Right.
So if you know what that is, it's like out of body disorder. So basically you walk around and it's like as if you're like walking around a computer game. The world seems like you're an avatar in a computer game.
Right.
It's very like people can't describe. If you Google it, it will say like being in your own movie.
What did you Lord Toxic's in the chat. I think he's still in his own movie, so he can probably relate to that. What did you do to sort of come back down to earth on that one? How did you get back to Major Tom, so to speak?
I think Major Tom had to. Well, I met my best friend Ruth, and I was living in she was also a lodger in the same place, and she kind of helped me.
Still your best friend?
Yeah, still my best friend.
Shout out to Ruth.
Yeah. Sponge Ruth.
You better be coming to see the play, Ruth.
She is, but she might be working on a movie. She doesn't know the date. She's a makeup artist, so she said that.
Terrible excuse.
I'll tell you about it after. I can't.
We've got 6 performances, including one on a Sunday, and big movies that have got big budget don't shoot on Sunday. I happen to know this. And look, I'm doing my big Kenny Everett hands, so make sure you come, Ruth.
But she's like my older sister. She kind of got me on the straight and narrow, and she kind of helped me a lot in my life, and she still does. And so, yeah, I kind of got back on it, and then I started acting classes again, and
get by with a little help from our friends.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm very kind of grateful to her. And
so let's get to sort of like, so we met at the showcase.
Yeah.
I remember having it's a long time ago. I remember a lot of people were dressed in white at that showcase. I think there was a sketch that some people did, and they were all dressed in white. They had like white shirts and white trousers, and some people after the showcase was done didn't change, so they just stayed in this white stuff, which was funny.
Yeah, maybe I was wearing white.
I can't.
I think maybe everyone was told to wear white.
I've just remembered that like a lot of people were dressed in white at that. You might have all been in white, which is bizarre, but.
Yeah, it was a bit of a
I do remember
the whole. I could fill up 2 hours talking.
We could. Maybe we'll do that another time. So after the showcase, do you remember our first conversation at the showcase? You might remember it better than I do.
I think I do, because I came out and I saw you, and I think you said I remember you saying to me, "Oh, let's chat afterwards," or let's have a chat in a bit, and that meant a lot to me, because it was kind of one of many, and that you spent the actual time to say that, and I could tell by that kind of initial, this seems like I want to come and get to know this guy.
Yeah, I remember that I was there with Sharon Sorrentino, and I think also Leela Bertram, who's a friend of mine, was there, casting director, lady with massive long dreads, and she was sitting right in front of us, and I hadn't seen Leela for a number of years.
Yeah.
So we had a bit of quite an emotional reunion, because quite a lot had happened to both of us since we'd seen each other. And there was a number of other agents and stuff there that I knew. Sharon and I busied ourselves with the free Prosecco. I do remember that, generously helping ourselves to, as you do. And I remember there was about 4 people that stood out. Wasn't James on your course as well? The guy who had a very strong face, kind of a villain.
Yeah, I think so.
Villain face.
Yeah.
And I remember going up to him and saying, "Don't take this the wrong way, but you've got a great face for villains. You've got a great bad guy face, and you know, in this business, you've got to play to your strengths. I mean, don't get me wrong, attractive guy and all that, but he just had that fierce look. I'm trying to think of an actor to compare him to, and one springs to mind, but I can't remember his bloody name. But he was in Game of Thrones, and he was sort of one of the lieutenants in one of the armies. Yeah, there was him. There was a blonde girl who was really striking, who had a fantastic look, who we got in for Borderlands for an audition.
Yeah.
And then her Borderlands audition was really weak, which was really disappointing. Because that was the play that I did not that long after that. That's right. In fact, that play was casting at the time.
Yeah.
It was casting at the time, and we had a very.
And I came to watch that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you did. That's right. Hen and Chicken. Yeah. And Lydia, who was on your course, was cast in it. And I think she was the only one though, because there was Fiona. There was Tony Fadil, and there was Sharina Ingram, and this other fantastic actress. Oh my God, her name escapes me. But she gave me this rock, which I have around here somewhere. I've got a rock near my desk that's supposed to bring me fame and fortune and money. It's not working though. I think the battery's missing, so it hasn't happened yet. Nerdly UK's in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Loving all the comments, guys. Keep the comments and questions coming. So then we went into lockdown, right? Let's talk about that a little bit, because
it's
not that far into lockdown, I started doing table reads of scripts, and I think by this time you were on my Facebook, and then we started doing performances of table reads live on YouTube. And by the way, guys watching, you can see these. They're all, I think I think there's a playlist called Live YouTube Performances. They're all there. And the most ambitious one of these was 13 Seconds in Kent State. And at this point, we'd been in the lockdown for quite a while, because when we performed Kent State, I remember it was towards the end of the year, if I remember rightly. And I think, first of all, we did it offline. We read through all my old scripts, which I then completely rewrote, and I rewrote them to do the project so it worked online. And then we sort of turned each episode had a narrator, and then I came up with the idea that the narrator for each episode should be one of the kids that got killed. And you played Jeff. Yeah, you played I forget his surname, Jeff. Damn. But it was, doing this piece was really special. It was there was something different about this piece. We all really got into it.
Definitely.
It was quite moving. Alan Canfora, who was my point of contact with the original script that I did, and this was a script I was trying to sell in Hollywood, in Los Angeles in 2004. It's a big feature film, and I wanted Gene Hackman to play the lead, right? This is just before he retired, so it's like my last attempt to try and get to work with Gene Hackman, who was my favorite actor of all time. Alan Canfora, when we reached out to him and told him we were doing this production online, he said, "I've got a lot going on in my life, but Lance, I wish you all the best, but I won't be available to help you with anything." I said, "Oh, no, I don't want your help. I just wanted to let you know and kind of want your blessing."
Yeah.
And he gave it, and then he literally died about 3 weeks later. Do you remember? He had cancer.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think because I told all the cast when it happened, and it was like, it was. I don't know. It just made the whole thing all the more moving, and pretty much every actor that was in my orbit at that time was involved in this production. Jason Fleming came on and did a guest role in it. There are actors that were in this who were in both Australia and America, some of whom I still have never met in person. And then,
oh, really?
Yeah. And then when we came out of lockdown, and I had my birthday party in July. I think it was July of 2021.
Yeah, I came to that. Was that the one on Old Street?
That's the one where we all met for the first time.
Yeah.
and Callum got so drunk he tried to steal someone's moped. And
oh yeah. I didn't know about that. I knew someone. Which one's Callum again?
Well, Callum, this guy, a terrible picture of him. He's a phenomenally talented actor. He was great. He played the bad guy lawyer, didn't he? He played the bad guy lawyer. This guy in the white vest here.
Yeah.
He's got the raised eyebrow. He looks like he's doing a Roger Moore. Yeah, this is Callum. That's a funny photo of him. He just had 2 kids, and he had quite a young wife, and they both came down for my birthday. They booked an Airbnb. They got absolutely wrecked. It was like their
with the kids.
No, it's like their first weekend away from the kids.
From the kids, right? I see.
They both got absolutely wrecked, and I actually left early because I could see that it was all getting a bit out of control, and people were starting to misbehave. And I thought, well, they're all adults, but I'm not going to be party to any nonsense. So I got a taxi, and I got a taxi home. But yeah, I mean, this guy was on your course, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Ashley.
Ashley, that's right, Ashley. Yeah, Ashley was on your course. What a handsome guy! This guy with the long hair. Look at that.
Who's I don't
know. That's James. That's James.
I mean, this guy as well.
Brad. That was one of the few actual American cast members that we had. We had about 5 actual American cast members.
Yeah, he was.
That's James who was on.
Yeah.
On the bottom left there.
And who was that person above?
That's Melissa.
Oh yeah,
fantastic actress. I've worked with her several times. Michael, of course, did the lead.
Yeah, I know Michael.
Yeah,
that's a lovely guy.
And Seb, who's under you, he came and helped us out when Kenny, who was also in this, who played the judge, he had a collapsed lung, and Seb came in and kind of rescued our show and performed on stage with the script to cover Kenny until Kenny could come on.
Oh wow, when was that?
That was at False Accounts in Birmingham.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. I mean, these things happen, you know. Ed Glennie. I mean, and then great people here.
Fact of the day that Jason Fleming was starred as the lead in my graduation film in 2013, Small World.
Yeah, what a small world.
Yeah.
So after you did, actually, just talk about that experience. What was it? What was it like doing that whole? Because we were performing live online. A lot of us hadn't met. We started doing backgrounds. Everyone was doing costumes. It was we kind of pushed it to the 9th degree, didn't we? We really took it to another level.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think especially during, I think was it still during lockdown?
It was the second lockdown.
Yeah, I think it was great for me as well, because I mean, I think the first one, it was quite a bit of a novelty, the lockdown. I was like, this is brilliant. It's like being retired. And then during the second one, like, actually, this is pretty bad. I'm really broke, and I've got nothing to do. So it was really nice. It was a really nice sense of community as well, and it really meant a lot to me, because especially we had a lot of the people who were there, present, and I got some feedback about Jeff and stuff. So that really meant a lot to me as well. And yeah, I still remember doing it because I was at the time I was dating this Greek girl, so I did the performances all in her apartment. I'm not sure if you know that fact. In Oval, I was went down.
Kalispera.
Yeah, and I won't know who it is, but now she started acting. So
has she?
Yeah. Right. So there we go. So your reach, Lance, has
my reach is vast.
Yeah.
Before we move on to you playing Charles Bronson in The Making of the Magnificent Seven. So Tom's going to do a demonstration of Charles Bronson in a minute. We do have some questions.
Oh yes,
so I'm going to throw a question at you or two.
Yeah,
and I'm going to quickly dash this way. I'm definitely not going to the toilet again. So question for Tom. Apologies if you've already answered it. What is your dream role? Answer now.
I think my dream role would be, I think I'm too old for it now, believe it or not, but I would have loved to have been a Graduate remake. If they had to do a new one, that would be great. I'd love to do that. And then also my dream role would be to play like in a biopic, if I had to like play Mick Jagger, or if I could play Keith Richards in a kind of a biopic about the Stones. That would be the Rolling Stones. That would be one of my dream roles. I would love that.
Can you do Keith Jagger's voice?
Yeah, yeah, we're a bit. I'm not sure right now. It might be a bit.
Oh no, I'm putting him on the spot.
Mick Jagger, yeah, I can't do it right now.
I reckon. I mean, you're quite good with voices. Got a couple of other questions here. I mean, I kind of asked. I know you said you wanted to work with Danny DeVito. How about British actors? Rachel's asking who would you'd like to work with?
British actors. Do you know when someone says what actor you're going to work with, and then suddenly you can't think of a single actor who ever existed?
Well, often you can normally think of them, but you can't remember their name. And what about someone like Mark Strong? You know.
Yeah, Mark Strong. I think. Yeah, who else? I'm just trying to think who because there's definitely. I definitely think like Cillian Murphy. I think he's brilliant. He's a really strong actor.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, love a bit of Harry P. I think British actors.
Well, we have another question here. So
all of them. Everyone's great.
We can break that awkward silence by going into the next question. Do you have a preference over acting or directing? I mean, I could answer that one as well because I'm doing both at the moment in this show. But what about you? You're the guest.
Well, yeah, the directing I've just started in the last year. So I've done 2 music videos now. I've just started directing because I went to film, and now I feel like I'm at the age where I'm like, I'm still fairly young, mid 30s.
Yeah.
But I thought, okay, now I've actually got shit to say about the world and the taste and everything. I like it because, you know, you get to be the curator of your own thing. It's different, but then, I want to do both of them. And I kind of see them both as equal parts of my career. So I love them just as much, to be honest with you, as each other. I'm going to come back to the British actor thing, and I think of a really good actor.
Well, we did mention a few. Michael Caine would be a good one.
Michael Caine. I don't know what he said. That's a good book to read. His autobiography.
He's written a couple, hasn't he?
Well, yeah, I read the last one.
Yeah, because he released one fairly recently, I think. Was 1 or 2 years ago, because I know he's officially retired now. Which don't make that mistake. But I loved him. He's just one of the first actors. I think he was probably the first British actor whose career I started to follow. Him, Connery and Moore, I got into all around the same time, and then Richard Burton and Richard Harris were the 2 that came after. Yeah. So, more questions. I think we have a couple of others. Let's have a look. We've got a comment from Adrian here. Acting can be very stressful, uncertain, and depressing career. Thanks. Tom knows this, by the way. He's very up to. I had to get out of it. Oh, yeah, because Adrian was an actor. I had to get out of it for the sake of a better life. Do you think you will last in it, Tom? Oof. Deep question. Go for it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I know on a personal level, I'm quite lucky because I got a few strings to my bow with the ADing and the directing and the acting. So I've got a few things I think nowadays a lot of people have a few different things to kind of get by. And I've been freelance since I finished uni, so I kind of know that life. I know how to live on a shoestring and budget well, and I love it. And I think doing what I do, I think the great thing is, I'll do it until I'm 95. As well, I'll do it until I keel over.
Right.
So it's tough, and it's you see your friends are getting promotions, and they talk about getting paid X, Y, and Z, and sometimes 1 year is completely different to the next. But I think as long as you still live your life as much as you can, don't be uber obsessed with it. Go out and smell the flowers. That's what I would say.
Go out and smell the flowers.
Yeah.
Do you need coffee in the morning?
I need a lot of coffee. Is that another question?
It's one from me.
Oh.
I'm allowed to ask questions as well.
No. Yeah, I need coffee in the morning. If I'm that kind of person. I need coffee a lot in the morning to kind of get my brain going.
Yeah.
I kind of wake up with that existential dread, and then I need coffee to get back down. But then I kind of banned myself from having coffee post 1 o'clock now, because it affects my sleep too much. But
right,
yeah, coffee.
That's
thanks to the questions, everyone. I like these questions.
We've got time for a few more, so if anyone does want to ask a couple more, No question too silly.
Yeah, no question.
Or too personal.
I didn't ask for my favorite film though.
I don't normally ask people.
Oh,
that.
really? Okay.
No, I normally ask for a kind of a go-to vegging movie, but I mean, because that's such a loaded question. What's your favorite film of all time? I get asked that all the time, and my go-to answer is, I can tell you some that would be in my top 10, but I would be hard pushed to say that top 10 is in order. They're all good, and they would all be in the top 10.
I think the most influential movie.
Well, tell me your favorite if you've got one.
But now you said that, I kind of agree what you're saying.
Yeah, but you had a favorite in mind, so you've got
I think my favorite / most influential is Easy Rider.
Okay.
Because my dad's two favorite films are Zulu.
And I like
Easy
Zulu.
Rider. So I just watched Zulu and Easy Rider loads when I was a kid.
That's a pretty big contrast there.
And and then Easy Rider, I love road movies like Bonnie and Clyde or Thelma and Louise or Grapes of Wrath and that kind of vibe. And but Easy Rider, I love the music. I'm a bit of an old soul with that kind of music. And I watched it when I was a kid and then kind of saw them on the bikes going to America, and I thought, wow, this is incredible. I've seen that kind of that image of Americana, and but actually, if you go to America, it's just full of the National Guard. No, it's not. It's a beautiful country, beautiful people.
Well, yeah, some of them.
Well, some of them.
So no, listen. I've been to America many times, and what I find with it is that each state's almost like a different country.
Yeah.
Each state's got its own sort of nuances and customs and culture, and of course, some of them have even got different laws. So there's all of that as well going on. So there's a couple of other interesting questions that come in here. Yeah, I'm afraid so. This is a great one. How do you know when you've got a good script? I can see my AI bot's already answered it because it's got the name Laurence Mitchell on it.
I was literally going to say that as my response. What was the question again?
What's the best script that you've ever read that you've been sent?
Oh, do you know what the best script I think I've ever? Well, I've read a script from a movie which won best screenplay, and I read, A Real Pain, which had Kieran Culkin in. Yeah. Which we were talking about earlier, and Jesse
the two-hander where they go to Auschwitz.
And I read this, and I still haven't seen the movie, but I read the script, and this was about 3 or 4 months ago, and I thought, this is the best script I've ever written. It flowed so well, and it was so easy to read, and it was a perfect pace. The pages and the amount of how long it lasted, the beginning, the middle, the end, the character art, the monologues. I thought, and no wonder, because a lot of people thought, oh, why did it win best screenplay? And I read it, and I thought, that's why it just flowed. It just so well. It was amazing. Jesse Eisenberg wrote it, I think, as well.
I think they co-wrote it together.
They co-wrote it.
Yeah, I think so. Who would Tom like to play opposite cast as Mrs. Robinson? So let's say you're in the film The Graduate.
Hoffman,
you're the Dustin Hoffman character. Who would you like to play Mrs. Robinson? Sydney Sweeney?
Sophia Loren.
Could be Sophie. Your answer could be Sophia Loren in her heyday.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe not now because she's in her 90s. So
be a slightly different take.
We've got another vote for Sydney Sweeney here. There you go. Sophia Loren?
Yeah, Sophia Loren. Loren.
We were talking about her earlier today, funny enough.
Yeah.
In rehearsals with our actress Rose Core. Rose Core. That's how you pronounce her surname.
What an amazing human being. Lovely.
It's a great question from Lord Toxic. What actor would you most like to sit down and have dinner with and pick their brain?
I think Gary Oldman.
Yeah,
that's probably the answer as well to the actor, British actor I'd most like to do a scene with.
Here's a great question from Jono. Welcome to the chat, John. I don't think I've seen you in my chat before, and if you're a recent subscriber, I appreciate you popping in. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, but only if you want to. How do you compete with the big guys, the huge budgets, hundreds of staff, and yet produce something relevant and engaging. The great British public are possibly lazy. Wow, I mean that's opened a whole load of doors. As a filmmaker and a playwright, so this is okay. We'll use the Magnificent Seven play as an example, the poster of which is hanging behind Tom's head. With Seven Magnificent Egos, I wrote it knowing that one day I want to make this play, and I've done 16 plays. Only one of them has ever been properly funded, and that play that was properly funded, I wasn't involved because I wasn't available. So somebody else managed to get proper funding for one of my plays, and they went away and they made it, which was nuts. You know, the one time my play got properly funded, I wasn't involved in it. I didn't see that. I didn't see that big pot of gold, and wasn't able to get a load of actors that would work for me in theatre and say, come on, I've got a great paycheck for you. But when I wrote Seven Magnificent Egos, I knew one day I was probably going to make this play, and I knew it might be under circumstances where there's not a lot of money. So I wrote the play in a fashion that it would be possible to create it with minimal funding, but it would still have exactly the same level as entertainment as if we had 100 grand behind it. The only difference that the 100 grand would make is that everybody would be getting better pay. We would be doing a longer run of the show, and we would have nicer costumes, and the set might be a little bit. We'd probably have a nice period desk, rather than a desk with a tablecloth on it or whatever. But the chairs would be the same, you know.
I can get some tailored cowboy boots.
Tailored cowboy boots for Tom. Yeah, they were in his contract. So I think that it's a bit like life. The only competition that you're ultimately with in life is yourself, right? I know that's very sort of philosophical way of looking at things, but I kind of do look at that. That's done me a lot of favors.
That's good. Yeah, I've not heard that before. That's really
stop trying to compete against other people. Set your own goals. My goal was to do the best version of this play possible with the best cast that I could find, who were willing to go on the journey with me. And I was very lucky that I got 7 guys, you know, very talented guys, to come and play the Magnificent Seven. And that still enabled us, Jono, to produce something that's relevant and engaging, because it's about how one of the themes of the play is cultural appropriation. If you look for it, that theme, it is there. I wasn't conscious about writing that as a theme when I wrote the screenplay. I just wanted to tell the story of everything that went on behind the scenes of making that play, and make the story funny and entertaining and engaging. And the play definitely is. It's one of the funniest ever. In terms of the British public being lazy, I think the younger generation, definitely, it's all on their phone. People don't go to the cinema anymore. You don't see groups of 15, 20 friends going to the cinema anymore. Maybe at the Prince Charles in London, but I just don't see that anymore. No. And you don't see massive groups of young people going to the cinema. You've got dads taking their sons, because dads still like to go. But so it's I think describing them as lazy is a little unfair. It's more that the culture has changed, and cinema is dying as an art form. Cinema is dying. In another 10 years, in the next 10 years, a lot of cinemas are going to close. A lot of cinemas are going to close in the next 10 years because people aren't going. People are watching at home. People are watching on home cinema. I don't like going to the cinema and someone's phone goes off, and that can take me out of the movie for like 5 minutes, especially if they fucking answer the call and they start having a conversation, you know.
Yeah, but it's so important to still go, because it's important that, you know, we all have these like communal events, you know, even if you're sitting in opposite sides of the thing, it's still people coming together.
Yeah.
If not, we're just gonna all stay at home and be miserable and just watch stuff on our tellies by ourselves.
I mean, I think like the Prince Charles does really well. It does great programming with older films and stuff, and there's a core of people that go there, but a lot of us that go to that place are either in the industry or grew up around it or grew up with those films. So I don't see huge. There's a lot of people going there that are a lot younger than me, but I don't know. Kids. It's a difficult one.
Yeah.
But I do think one of the reasons people have disengaged is that there's a massive drop in quality. We had too many films, certainly from, I can't remember when the female Ghostbusters came out. Was that around 2017?
Yeah.
Around 2017, we started getting a lot of kind of agenda pushing films, and that was like, you know, when I first heard they were doing a female Ghostbusters, using that film as an example, I was actually really excited. I thought, actually, this is a cool idea. And then I heard, you know, the characters are going to be like the daughters of the original characters, and I thought that's kind of a cool idea. I kind of like that as well. Turned out then that really sort of became a very paper thin, tenuous connection to the original thing. And they really just got 4 comedians in, and they just sort of let them improvise. And you can see when you watch the behind the scenes footage, the director has no control over the set. So the great thing about the original Ghostbusters film was it had an absolutely cracking script. The script was really funny, plus the idea was novel. So now you're doing an idea that's not novel, which means that the emphasis on the script being good and the pressure for the script to be good is times 100. And the script for the female Ghostbusters was absolutely rubbish. It was, and not only was it rubbish, it was actually quite insulting and quite offensive, you know, where that it was, you have this whole argument about stuff being woke and feminist and all the rest of it. So they cast that really good looking guy as like the dumb male secretary, but they made him beyond dumb to the point that it was just stupid. Wasn't even funny. And I just thought, who wrote that and thought that was funny? When you watch that film now, it's aged really badly. It's actually really embarrassing.
I think it's like people not taking also risks with new ideas. Like how many times now is it we having sequels, the sequel of like an old idea like Jurassic Park, and there's so many Jurassic Parks now and Star Wars. I mean, I've completely lost count. But it's actually like people don't invest in brand spanking new ideas, and I think that's a shame.
It is.
Or they do, it goes straight to streaming. That idea,
I think
not to a theatre.
I think the Hollywood model is broken, and I think what they need to do is pull back, invest in a lot of films for a budget of 10 million or under, and I think they need to go out. You know, there's always these competitions, right, to find new talent. Competition. Fuck the competition. Go out as a studio executive and look at the people out there. And I'm not just talking about myself here, who've gone and made films anyway with almost nothing. Feature films. I could name 5 British indie directors off the top of my head right now, all of whom should be properly supported, all of whom have never been given any substantial monies to make films, but should be. And they could be knocking out absolutely classic movie after movie after movie for a budget of 10 million.
And I think also we don't have enough British films in cinema as well.
We don't. No,
that's the problem. True. I mean, in France, there's a law they passed how many years ago, but you have to have a certain 20% quota. Have to be French-made films.
That's great. I love that.
We should have I think we used to have it though. Before I think Thatcher got rid of it, or something like that. But there's no British. There's not enough. I mean, there's quite a few. There's a few coming out. There's Urchin coming out. The Brides as well.
Yeah,
coming out. But I think that's so important as well, because it's really important to have a British film industry. You know, especially when in America there's so many tariffs been chucked on you, and
Well, Jono said, thanks. We went down a bit of a rabbit hole there.
Yeah, sorry.
No, but thanks. Great answer. So the plays who gain national funding, fiddle with the hat. It's not 1988, is it, Laurence? God bless you and the cast. I mean, you know, listen, there's a lot of fiddling that goes on with arts funding. I can't say to what degree and who. I mean, I was the first person to do the play on the post office scandal. I was supported by all the postmasters. I didn't have any funding to speak of. There was a second play that came out called Glitch. They've got £80,000 worth of funding to take their play on tour around the UK. So, you know, Paul Smith says, I respectfully disagree that the quality of today's movies is not just down to the agenda-driven movie. It's down to who makes the decisions at the top of the tree, motivations. It's usually based on money. That's true. There's a multitude of reasons why quality is down. And it's not just to do with the agenda stuff. I think that the agenda stuff started it, and suddenly a load of films kind of went that direction. They didn't make any money. Then people were like, oh shit, well, let's go back to making lots of sequels. they stopped making money, and so there's a multitude of things. But you know, good point, Paul. Thanks for chipping in. Let's get back to Seven Magnificent Egos, because Tom needs to go home soon. He's been rehearsing with me all day.
He's posted,
Posters there, but we can put up the posters. So Tom,
so everyone in this chat's going to be coming, right?
Well, Rachel Percy's hiring a plane from the United States to bring people. So
maybe you can borrow the Qatari one Trump got.
Book a seat on the Rachel Percy. There are some British people here. Aaron Charman is coming.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron.
He's already booked his ticket. I think he's coming on the Sunday.
Great.
And we've got other YouTubers. James Evans says Rachel's picking me up on the way. I'm not sure if Paul Smith is in the States or the UK. I can't remember where Paul is based. It's like I know all these people intimately. Some of them
I just can't believe Paul Smith's your friend.
Adrian's off to bed. So let's get back to how do we Jono's asking how we do the horses in the play. We have got horses in the play. I don't really want to give that away.
Oh yeah.
We have got horses in the play, but I don't want to give that away. So we're on we're 13 days away from opening. You're playing Charles Bronson.
Yeah.
So do you want to do a bit of Bronson?
Okay, that's enough out of you, Lance. I'm Chuck Charles Bronson. That's my name, and I'll be doing this movie. But I should have really been the lead in this film,
So Chuck, why do you?
Yeah, you call me Chuck.
Why do you think you should have been the lead? And also tell us about your experiences of working with children.
My experiences working with children. I mean, on this movie, there's not just one, but there's three kids. Can you believe it? Crazy.
I understand those kids have taken something of a liking to you.
Well, yeah, they have. Of course they will, because I'm goddamn Chuck Bronson. They want to be me. Every kid looks up to me,
Aaron Charman says, if it's not coconuts, I'm going to be disappointed. That's it's funny you should say that, Aaron, but wait and see.
That's not in our budget, I don't think.
I'm not sure we can afford coconuts.
Yeah.
So Seven Magnificent Egos is opening Wednesday the 15th. You guys can find the information. The link is already there to get tickets if you're not coming. If you're a YouTuber or you're part of the YouTube community and you're going to come, by the way, smash the like button, people, if you haven't done it already. And you're going to come. Come on Sunday, the last performance at 2:00, because there's going to be a load of YouTubers coming to that performance. And I'll be there. I'll be there every night because I'm in the play. I'm playing the film's director, John Sturges. So I'm going to be in the show. It's going to be pretty interesting.
And I was going to say, if anyone can beat Chuck in an arm wrestle, then I'll get them a drink. But if I beat you, which I will, you're going to have to get me a drink.
Okay, you heard it here first. Fantastic. All right. Well, look, thanks to my guest, Tom Patrick Coley, for coming on. We've gone over way over time. It's like nearly 8
Tom
o'clock.
Patrick Coley, I don't know.
He's not very well known, but not as well known as you, Chuck.
Yeah, well,
But yeah, do come and see the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you can't come and see the show and you're based in America, please do share the link and talk about it. Mention it to people. It's about the making the Magnificent.
Are you not going to have a live stream?
I don't know that we're going to live stream
on Sunday.
Might do a live stream of a Q&A maybe or something. I'm not sure. I mean, we could. I don't know. We need to talk to the cast about that.
Yeah, I suppose it's I don't know.
I mean, we could live stream the last performance. Maybe that could be an interesting way of getting attention for the show going forward. So maybe there's a conversation to be had there. But we are filming the play. We're filming it on Saturday. So there is going to be. We are going to be filming it. Yeah, but live performance is always funnier. If you know you're watching it live, don't want to forget those lines on stage. Right. So, Tom, anything else coming up or anything you want to plug for people before we wrap up?
No, that's pretty much it for me. I'm doing a play in May next year at the etc. Theatre, yeah, in Camden.
Yeah.
I'm playing lead in the play called Sticking Boy, and it's all about punk rock in the late 70s. And I'll be singing a few numbers in that. And I'll be send it through to Lance to post about it and stuff. But the writer is Mick Jones from the Clash's cousin, and he's written all the original music stuff. It's great. So
fantastic.
That will be the next thing I'm kind of aiming to R&Ding it and stuff. But other than that, it's Christmas after this.
Well, tomorrow it is Christmas after. Well, we've got Halloween and
Halloween,
Guy Fawkes.
Yeah,
don't rush to put the decorations up. But tomorrow we'll be back tomorrow just after 6 o'clock UK time, probably about 6:30 p.m. With another of our cast. Rose Core is here, who plays Rosenda Monteros in the play. Tom and I have been rehearsing with her all day.
Fantastic.
I was rehearsing with her all day yesterday. I was rehearsing with her all day 2 days before that, and also rehearsing with her all day tomorrow. So we'll be coming straight off of hot off rehearsals. So we've got a bit of glamour tomorrow. Well, more glamorous than Tom.
Well, of course, yeah. And she'll make you laugh and smile. She's a lovely person.
Yeah, really.
She'll put a smile on your face.
Really lovely person.
Yeah.
And has grasped the role with both hands coming into the play quite late. So, which is always a challenge for people. Thanks for everybody who's been in the chat. We've had quite a few of the regulars here. Great to see you as well, Jamie. Really appreciate you. James, Aaron, Adrian Sherlock, of course, who's now gone to bed. And various other people. Jono, thanks for popping in. I think you have been in before, but not seen you for a while. Wormy Spoons was here, so always good to have the Wormy in the chat. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up there. Do like and subscribe, spread the word about the show, guys. And I've got another one of these tomorrow, and I think I've got another one with cast on the 12th of October as well. The Sunday, the 12th of October, there's a live stream at 8 o'clock with some of the cast also. So that should be a lot of fun. In the meantime, don't forget to call the people that you care about. Tell them that you love them. And we will see you all again real soon.
Peace and love.
Bye.